Coming up on this episode of the Preston North End weekend warm-up, the build-up starts now for the FA Youth Cup quarter-final. We'll preview the visit of Wigan Athletic in the Championship, and our very special guest this week is Chris Kirkland. All that and so much more only here on the Preston North End weekend warm-up. Hello again and a warm welcome to this episode of the Preston North End weekend warm-up. Let's get straight into it. The Hull City highlights and another point on the board for Preston North End.
Cannon looked as though he might have been caught late there by McLaughlin, but North End do continue, unsurprisingly down the right. Potts low cross, it's not dealt with, it comes forward. Delap who gets the shot off and hits it into the side netting. Liam Lindsay here gives it straight to Longman, 30 yards from goal. Now he finds Estupinian who's able to dig it out, gets the shot away, and Freddie Woodman able to flick it away. 3 minutes added at the end of the first half as Hull come forward down their left-hand side. Longman onto it. Lindsay in the wide area. Cross finds Doherty, takes it down. It's blocked by Fernandez. It comes back for Doherty. And in the end, it's cleared onto his left boot. Pelkas here with the corner. Towards the near post, sent goalwards, dealt with by the right boot of Woodman. Hull do still have it alive. Fernandez trying to force Hull out. In the end, Tufan plays it across the box. Outstep of a boot shot from Pelkas. Well, Michael Hellick, the last visiting player to score on this ground, as Brown plays it forward. Cannon takes it on well, he's wide of the penalty area, cuts it back, Parrott! With a goal at his mercy, sends it wide. North End in their flow here, as Fernandez has it in the box, trying to take it down, and then Potts lashes at it. Slater forward to Tufan, who's trying to turn Lindsay inside and out, gets into the box, shot blocked by Woodman. It may well have even come off the chest of the keeper there. Parrott steps in and intercepts well. Johnson and Parrott, now Brown, Cannon. North End have numbers forward, Potts trying to join them. Cannon on the edge of the box, hits the shot away. It's blocked, it comes for Brown who shoots. Can't keep it down, it was always rising.
Right, big interview this week is with a big player, Chris Kirkland. Christopher, when he's getting told off by his mum, but you and I can call him Chris. Used to play for both teams, Preston North End and Wigan Athletic, and on Tuesday night, Coventry City, another one of his former sides. So, how do we start the big interview? As always, how are you? Where are you? And what are you doing?
I am... Morning, by the way, Simon. It's a bit gloomy here, but I am better than I have been. A bit down, but I'm better now. I am in my living room with my dogs, my best friends. There's one, and there's little Ted on the floor. And what was the third one?
What are you doing?
I'm talking to you. I am working for the LFC Foundation. I'm a representative in the community, so I go around different projects which I absolutely love. So it can be, just for instance, last night, yesterday, I was in at Sean's Place, which is a mental health place in Liverpool, and then I was coaching in St Helens at 5 o'clock till 6, and then I had a bereavement dads football in Liverpool until 9 o'clock last night. So that's obviously what it sounds. For dads that have lost kids, we bring them together, we have a chat, and then we play football and stuff like that. So they're just a little insight, but there's the LFC Foundation run like 50 projects all over Mersey, so I don't go to all 50 obviously, but the ones where they think I can help, I go to. So it's very rewarding, tough at times, but I absolutely love what I do. And
in terms of help, you're very public in terms of your recent problems with the painkiller addiction, and then the way it had an impact on your mental health as well. And I know you're doing a lot in terms of that movement back up to well-being, and walking. Brilliant that you've been involved in that, and I think that's what you've got on, isn't it? I thought I'd say that.
Yeah, that is what I've got on. I weren't intentionally, by the way. I've just noticed that.
Because Parky's got something to do with that as well, isn't he? And
Parky's funny. Yeah, Parky hates it. he hates walking, hates it all, but he does it, and he's one of the big reasons that we complete things, because he just keeps everyone going. You know what Parky's like. He's great company. Just constantly moans when he's doing it. Are you enjoying it? No, hate it. Why are you doing it for them? You lot made me do it. Yeah, but listen, I secretly think he loves it. But yeah, it's a big part of it. Mark Crosley, obviously Big Norm, set it up. I've always walked. I've always had dogs. I've always loved getting out, walking. So he rang me and said, look, I've got an idea. What do you think? I said, yeah, brilliant. And it just happened that he set it up just before the pandemic. So it worked out, because that's all you could do. That's all people could do, couldn't it, for more or less 2 years. So it helps me hugely. If I don't get out walking at least 3-4 times a week, I can feel it mentally more than anything. But you said it there, the addiction side of it. I'm just over 10 months now free from painkillers, which is great. But it's the after effects now. So I'm just starting counselling up again next week, because I feel as though I just need a little refresh. So yeah, but it's been hard, not just for me, but for the girls as well. But we're all getting through it, and we're all strong. And I've got great girls behind me, so and great friends as well, like yourself.
Good, we're all with you. You know that. And if anybody is touched by it as well, then there's plenty of places that you can turn.
My DMs are open, by the way. Yeah, I speak to a lot of people, so my DMs are open on Twitter at Chris Kirkland 43. I get a lot of messages. I always say that, and I try and help as many as I can. So if you need any advice or anything like that, just send me a DM on Twitter.
Great stuff. The next 2 games for Preston North End, one of your former teams, are Wigan Athletic, another one of your former teams, and Coventry City, where you started your footballing career. So what are your memories about North End, really? Because Jordan Pickford was at North End when you were as well, and he's obviously gone on to being England's #1. So what are your memories about you and Jordan?
It's actually funny, because I was actually going back to Wigan before I went to Preston. So this is when I was going through the tough time, and I was desperate to get back over here. I was at Sheffield Wednesday, and I was desperate to get back to the northwest to stop the commuting. So the deal to Wigan was done, and they messed me around massively. So I was in the training ground for 2 days. They were saying, yeah, it's going to get done, and all this sort of stuff. And then all of a sudden, Gary Colwell calls up and says, look, we're failing you on your medical, which was absurd, because I played every game at Sheffield Wednesday for 3 years. My injury record was 97% fit. So they messed us around. I was in a bad place anyway. And then Preston come in. I was actually going to go to Bradford before Preston as well. But then obviously I was thinking, I don't want to travel again. So Preston come in last minute. So I went there, signed, and they said, look, we're going to bring a lad in, Jordan Pickford. We want you to help him. He's going to be #1. You're going to be #2, which I was fine with. And he come in, and I've said it since day one. I said, this lad will play for England. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the best I've ever trained with. Every day I was like, he made me feel even older every day, honestly. He was just, his footwork, his everything like that, his stature, his confidence. But I've always said it, what I didn't see then when he was at Preston is what I see now. With him engaging in the crowd, with him getting over height. That wasn't him at Preston. Now, I know that it's different clubs and obviously different crowds and stuff like that, and full houses and stuff, but if he could go back to that a little bit, and I think he started to a little bit, I think he still needs to a little bit more, then that's what I see. I mean, you'll remember, he was outstanding at Preston. I mean, without him, they'd have gone down that season, I think, without a shadow of a doubt. But you know, he's played how many games for England, which I knew he would do because of his ability. But I just like him just to calm. But listen, that's the way he is. If that's what he needs to tick, who am I to say that? He's had a brilliant career. But I just don't see them things that I've seen now that when he was at Preston. But one of the best I've ever worked with, without a shadow of a doubt, ability, everything like that.
And in terms of the current manager at Preston North End, a former teammate of yours back in your Sheffield Wednesday days.
Yeah, he helped me settle in my first few days. So you could always tell he was a thinker. You could always tell he was going to be a manager. Very, very studies the game. Players you look at in the past that you play with think, no, he's not going to be. Some do turn out to be managers, but with Lowy, you could just tell he was a student of the game. He was always asking questions, always intrigued to know more. And he's done great. I know they're going through a tough period at the minute, but that's football. That's a championship. You can win 5 or 6, or you can lose 5 or 6. So he's done a brilliant job, and there's no doubt he'll go on to be a manager for many, many more years.
Right, memorable match for you now. Let's go back to August 2019. First home game of the season against Wigan Athletic and a memorable 3-0 win.
Now the referee blows the whistle. Corner comes in again. Who's getting there first? It's Preston North End, Sean Maguire, who puts Preston into the lead. 6 minutes on the clock and the perfect start for Preston North End. They lead this game by 1-0. Wigan get it back again and they're on the counter-attack this time. Up towards the edge of the box it goes. Poor defending. Might drop the way of Windass, who shoots, and a terrific save by Declan Rudd. Now Hughes and Gallagher with some passing halfway inside the Wigan half. Finds Johnson on the left-hand side. Maguire again, also looking to make things happen. Johnson with a cross. Malt is there! 2-0! Preston North End, totally unmarked. Louis Malt, you give him that time, you give him that space, he will hurt you. Preston North End 2, Wigan Athletic 0.
Again, nice simple passing on the edge of the box on this left-hand side. Ball back to DJ, he has time to deliver. Louis Malt is probably in 5 or 6 yards of space. Ducks down, plants a free header into the corner of the goal, and there you go, 2-0.
Here's Hughes, lobbing it forward. Now, was Malt dragged down this time by Kipri? Referee says no. Malt slow to get to his feet, but Preston have possession with Bowden. Neat skill and a good vision as well to pick out Maguire on the left. Maguire in towards the corner of the box. He was definitely fouled, definitely blocked. There's a few players lining up on the penalty spot here. I can see Malt, Bauer's gone forward. Hughes is in there, right in there as well, Andrew Hughes. Left back stood almost in the middle of them all. Ben Davies has gone forward, Bowden's there, Gaddy does go for goal! Oh, and what a goal! Mr. Andy Fensom picked that one out, that was special.
Well, he's touched it to DJ, about a foot away, DJ stopped it, Gally's come onto it, curled it into the top corner, and that's a Gally special.
OK, let's start to look ahead now to this weekend's visit of Wigan Athletic. We'll hear from one of the players in just a moment, but let's start off with the views of the manager, Ryan Lowe.
Looking forward to getting back to deep-tail. I think the positive reaction we had after the Luton game and then going away to Hull, and the 2 points we collected, the lads are chomping at the bit now. We know it's time. We know we've been not good enough at home, but now's the time to hopefully try and put on a performance and get a positive result. But there's a Wigan team who are a little bit different now compared to what he was a few weeks ago. Who were standing in our way. But what we've got to do is got to worry about what we can do. Because they're definitely a lot better than what they've been.
I think it's something, of course, to be cautious of as well, because I think most players that have been in a relegation battle, and it's not nice, and you're fighting for every point and every game. So they'll come here and they'll be fighting, and we know that. So yeah, we have to be ready.
But they're picking up points, and again, the manager's gone in there, changed a few things around, and got the lads on side, and got them playing the right way, and defending the right way, attacking the right way, which. They've got some good quality players in there, and that was obviously going to be easy for them to do that. But what we can't do is we can't worry too much about them. We've got to worry about us. As always, we'll pay the respect they deserve, but ultimately they're coming to our turf where we haven't been good enough over the course of the season, and we've got to now change that and turn that round. So our main focus is about what we can do. Yeah, local derby, potential bragging rights at stake for so many fans. But it's important that Preston North End go out and perform and hopefully get a result.
Every game gives you the opportunity to pick up 3 points, and that starts on Saturday, and probably we won't look much further ahead. Focus on that game and then see what comes after that, and I always think that's the best way to be.
Well, while we're looking to the future, let's talk about the future of Preston North End. And our under-18s have got that FA Youth Cup quarter-final on Thursday, the 2nd of March. We'll give you more ticket details about that shortly. But if you've got a season card, it is for free. Let's remind you about how they've got to this position and the highlights of the run so far.
McGee helps set it up a bit better. Here's Kit Nelson, if he can squeeze in a shot. Oh, Rodriguez Gentile can. It's all square again at Deepdale. It's the young Brazilian. Siri, overlapping run. It's a cross, get your head on that. Oh, he does! We're in the lead! And it's that man again. North End need to be careful here. Well, why not get rid of it? Long downfield. It's 1 against 3, 4. He might fancy his chances. Oh, he does fancy his chances! What a goal! What a way to get your hat-trick cleared downfield, picked up. And that is a man who has confidence in abundance. He had the technique, he had the skill, he had the power. And what about this for a bit of Brazilian magic? At Deepdale, 3 for Preston North End, a hat-trick for Felipe Rodriguez Gentile. And that was the pick of the bunch so far. Massive smile, and why wouldn't you? From the wall bank. Dithered, mistake, picked up by Siri into the middle. Oh, who else? He's done it again. Siri. Decent cross. Oh, who else? Who else? That is a high five for Felipe Rodriguez Gentile. Never mind remember the name, how can you forget it? That's a lovely cross from Josh Siri. And that's such clever heading. 5-star performance already. And we've only just passed the hour mark. So Kit Nelson against Nat Ford. This would make it 6-1. Sends in the wrong way, dispatches it brilliantly. Cool as you like from Kit Nelson. 6-1 to Preston North End.
No, when I scored the hat-trick to make it 3-1, I was just running around, I didn't know what to do. It was a very good experience.
That third goal as well, was that one of the best ones you've scored?
Probably the best one I've scored, yeah, under my left foot as well. To finish the hat-trick on a youth cup, so it's just unbelievable.
Again, it breeds confidence, and if you play at Deepdale under lights and under a big stage, which it was good to see, all the first team staff here. So the boys are under a little bit of pressure, but I thought they handled it well, I thought they moved the ball well. We've been playing well, which helps. I said that, we've been playing well, and that really just goes to show how good of a group of players that we have at times. There's a chance to go to the quarterfinals of the FA Youth Cup. If you can't get yourselves up for that, this is all week we've been talking about it. We've really pushed the lads. We emphasise how important the game is, to play like we want, to play how we are capable of playing. I thought the guys were excellent.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably two of the best games I've played here. Like just as a team. I mean, last year we won the cup final, and I mean it's round of 16 with FA Youth Cup to get into a quarter final, which I don't think many Preston North End youth teams do. It's something special, There's a lot of quality in this group, all over the pitch. I think even tonight, even though it wasn't about performance tonight, it was about winning. We knew that, but I still think we can go another level. And on the night.
The supporters and the fans and the families have come down. They've taken a 3-4 hour trip to get down here. We asked them to put on a performance. Okay, were we always on top? No. But we have to battle and we have to dig in, and that's what it's all about. It's about winning the game, getting through, winning the game.
So just a reminder about those ticket details for the FA Youth Cup match. It is free for season card holders, £5 for adults, £1 for concessions. We'll see you there. And we might also see you at Deepdale this weekend. If you've not got your tickets yet, mypinny.com, and whilst you're there you can have a look at the away games for Watford and for Rotherham and Tuesday night's visit of Coventry City. But if you want to buy your tickets in person, get yourself along to the ticket office right up until kickoff. Just before kickoff, the fan zone is open, and afterwards, and that's for every single home game. The new one's coming soon. Look out for more details online right now. And if you can't get to Wigan Athletic but you want to follow the game, I follow PNE. Johnny Breeze, Andy Fensham, your commentary team. And that is that. Like, follow, subscribe, do a little bit of a dance if you want to, because that's it for now. All that remains for us to say is, come on you Whites.